Welcome to another episode of the Nindie Focus Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me are my friends and co-hosts, Jordan.
Hi.
What? Oh, God. Welcome to the show, Jordan and Mike.
You can't expect me to follow that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, actually, I could follow it, but
Yeah, you could.
I don't got one. I don't have one kind of in the reserves right now.
And Phil, this is PG-13.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to chug this beer really quick to answer Jordan.
No, God.
I mean, wait, you said we were just friends. We've been demoted. We got promoted from good to great. Now we're back down to friends again. The award show wasn't that bad.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Actually, yes, we're just coming off the award show. It was interesting, to say the least.
We got to see Jordan's name on the big screen, okay?
That's true.
That really matters. Like,
was cool.
That's epic.
That was cool. So congratulations, Jordan.
Thank you.
You're a winner in our hearts, man.
I'm
Yeah.
also a winner in my heart. Just kidding. No, I'm not.
Just wait till you guys see his calendar.
I'm excited to see I know. When is that? I mean, I got my Christmas letter from the fan
that's
club, but I haven't got my calendar yet, Jordan.
Huh? What? I'm making a calendar?
The Nindie Focus
Ladies.
Podcast has its own 12-month calendar, and they're all
Of-
pictures of Jordan.
Just all Jordan. That's right.
no one's going to buy that.
I already did. I pre-ordered. I can't get
Fool,
an
that's why they
Xbox,
say
and I'll
never
get this
pre-order.
calendar.
That's why they say never pre-order.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you all know, you're in for a treat tonight. Judging by the way this is all started out.
Yeah. So we just finished watching the Game Awards. And we thought, since it's towards the end of the year, let's give our own Nindie focused Game of the Year. So we're going to be focusing on that tonight. We'll talk about our favorite Game of the Year. We're going to debate that. Favorite Nindie Game of the Year, I should say, that's on the Nintendo Switch. And then we're going to talk about our favorite budget, switching on a budget game that we played as well. And then we're going to go into the game that we played for this week. The game was called Hunt. And I have...
You can't even get through the name without laughing.
I know. And then we're gonna talk about Jordan. It's your week to pick.
It is my week.
So
I'm still figuring it out, but it'll be something.
By the end of the show, you'll have something picked out. So let's start this conversation then by talking about we kind of been debating of how we're going to do this. The Game of the Year for Nintendo
Fight to the death.
for the Nintendo Switch. Was that
Fight to the death.
Fight to the death? Yeah. We thought about that, but then with COVID restrictions, we thought that probably
Makes it easier.
probably not the easiest way of doing things.
Yeah,
So-
it's not very healthy to fight to the death in the world of COVID.
In the world of pandemic.
Exactly. So I feel as though we should argue and have a definitive Nindie Focus Podcast Game of the Year. And I think two of us on this show are going to have the same game, and two of you didn't even play the game.
I think your guess is probably accurate. Which is why it's impossible to pick a definitive Game of the Year if we all haven't played the same game.
That's what I'm saying. Then by default we win. So anyway, let's talk.
No, Fight to the Death wins. Not by default.
And what's the parameters of the default?
Yeah.
Well, it's because there's two votes.
2 versus 1 versus
Two
1.
versus-
Yeah, exactly.
Two votes versus two votes.
Yeah. So, well, let's go around and
No,
If you guys
I'm
have-
leaving.
okay.
Yeah, I'm out of here too. I'm starting my own show with
There
Phil.
we go.
You guys enjoy your Hades podcast.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, you don't know what our choice is.
That's right.
Malarkey.
Well,
let's just get to it.
let's just get to it. Yeah, I'll start us off because I mean, you guys already know. You guys already know. So I'll start off. So I'm going to talk about my runner-ups first. So the first runner-up I have is Carrion. Actually, I really liked that game a lot. I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. I love the fact that you played a villain in that game. That was great. I thought that was cool.
Perspective.
Yeah. Loved that game. The second game that was almost my choice was Spiritfarer. Such a good game. And there's not a lot of games that hit me, right in the feels, but that one did. But of course, my pick has to be Hades, because Hades is so good. It's so good. Phil, you're watching the show with us and you're like, I have to play that game. It's so good. That game is so
Hey, dude,
good.
I'm making my shocked face right now, okay?
Yeah, I know. So my pick for game of the year for the Nindie Focus podcast is Hades. I'm going to turn over to Jordan next.
Oh, weird.
All right.
Who saw that handoff coming?
I mean, we might as well get it out of the way, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Listeners, if you haven't listened to every episode, you can go back a few episodes to where I talked about Hades for 5 minutes straight without letting anyone else know.
5?
It was
one in front of the 5.
No, it was 5 minutes. It was from like 12 minutes something to 17 minutes something.
Jordan, we just lost 30,000 viewers in the time you've been talking.
Wow, we have 30,000 now? Amazing.
Yeah, live viewers.
Thanks, Austria. Yeah, it's got to be Hades. I don't even have any runner-ups. The only indie game that exists this year is Hades on the Switch for me. It's such a good game. There's a reason why it was up for Game of the Year against massive games like Final Fantasy and Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. It is that good, and I would love to see more games from other studios as well in this same kind of vein, and not just from Supermassive. So it's got to be Hades. No runner-ups. It's just Hades is my Nindie Game of the Year. And honestly, I think just my Game of the Year for everything in general.
Wow. That's awesome. That's high praise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's it, guys. The show is over. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I'm going to go to you next. What is your... Do you have any runner-ups, first of all?
Well, I could tell you what isn't one of them.
Is it Hades? That
Hades.
one of your lists? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's only because I haven't played it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
So
So-
I will say this, Mike. And we said this before, but I listened to another podcast, and this person was saying, I hate roguelikes. I hate them so much, but Hades, I love. And I was like, Mike,
Well,
that's
you
you.
had me on the first part. Yeah, this guy shares my disdain for all things roguelike. So yeah, it works for me.
He likes Hades.
Who is this guy? I want to be on his show.
And that was the day Mike quit.
That's right. That's right. All right, Mike.
So here's my two. So my runner-up is, I'm sure Phil shares this sentiment with me, is a classic game that came out of nowhere and captured the hearts of everyone that played it.
Uh-huh.
No other game quite like it. It captures it encapsulates two of my favorite things in the whole wide world. The first is skiing.
I'm nodding vigorously.
And the second is sniping people.
Wait,
So my
this isn't your
runner-
budget pick? This is your...
It's everything.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's everything to me.
I just want to say one thing. I think this is such a divide of the show.
You know, I didn't laugh when you picked,
Yeah, and by the way, I would just like to point this out. Ski Sniper is roguelike. You never know how many skiers are coming down that slope from
That's
any
true.
given vantage point.
But you
true.
like
All of this
roguelikes, so
stuff
you should
carries
play
over
Hades.
after it's done. So
No, but-
therefore, Mike is secretly a fan of a roguelike game, which makes Ski Sniper that much more impressive of a feat of technology and human accomplishment for all of the
Yeah.
wonders that can be plugged into
Oh
a
my
small
God.
little handheld to be plugged into the
my
TV
God.
machine.
Yeah, and not only that, if you look hard enough, I'm sure you could find out that Hades is just a complete ripoff of Ski Sniper.
Once I play Hades, I will write a small thesis on this entire thing.
So you're welcome.
Super massive game, stealing
Oh.
stuff from Ski Sniper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super giant.
Oh,
Is it?
Supermassive is the people that do Man of Medan and Until
yeah.
Dawn and Little Hope. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I
Super
that's right.
Giant.
That's
spoke wrong too. I've been playing Until Dawn lately, so that's why I had that on my brain.
Oh, that's so much fun, isn't it?
Such a good game.
I love it. It's so good.
Wait,
right,
Jordan,
I'm just
you're
gonna go
playing
into it really
Until
quick.
Dawn?
Because I can't do horror games, obviously. You guys know
Right.
this.
That's why I'm shocked.
Yeah, so I'm playing Until Dawn, but I started it maybe a month ago or so with my girlfriend, and we both took different characters. So we each have 4 characters to play. So we keep
Mhm.
passing the controller back and forth when that
Oh, that's a
person
good
is on
idea.
the screen.
That's cool.
So we've been doing it like that, and it's amazing playing it like that. And I think we're nearing the end now, but I definitely have jumped at every single jump scare possible.
Oh,
Even-
yeah.
there have been moments where I'm literally like, there's definitely going to be a jump scare soon. and within 10 to 15 seconds there is, and I jump out of my pants. I doo-doo in my pantalones. So yeah, that's why it's Supermassive on the brain. So yes, it is not Supermassive.
All right. So Mike, what is your pick?
Sorry about that, Mike.
So my now where were we?
I thought he said Ski Sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
said that was runner-up. That was runner-up.
Oh.
Yeah. My game of the year though is actually it's on Roger's list as well, but I picked Carrion.
Yeah, it's a good game.
I had so much fun with that game, and you know, one of my problems that I have with games is I'll play a game and I'll get almost halfway through it, and then I'll get distracted by another game, and then I'll get halfway through that. Carrion's a game I played all the way through, and not only that, like I wanted to play it all the way through. I'm like, all right, I've got 4 hours to spare today. Like I haven't done like long sessions like that in a while. Yeah. And the game was short enough. It did that, you know, that I was able to get through it and not get too bored. There were some parts, but then it ended in a good spot. It was different. It was fun. The soundtrack was awesome. Reminded me of John Carpenter movies. It's just a different, fresh take on you know, a lot of those Metroidvania type games that have permeated the eShop so much. So Carrion definitely my game of the year.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great game. Yeah, I think it's a good pick. The one thing I will say, I wish they had a map. I wish they had a map too. Yep. Yeah. But you know, if that's the only bad thing about it, then yeah. Cool. Good pick. Oh boy. Phil.
Why do I get an oh boy first?
Oh boy is an oh boy. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. It was excitement.
Oh, it didn't come out correctly. It was just the mic. I was like, let me try that again. Oh boy, it's Phil's turn. This is awesome, guys.
Listeners, let me take you back to 5 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
There was a time and a place that I quit this show because it became the Hades podcast, and I had yet to play Hades, so I was ready to leave it. And then we get to the current time where Roger gives me an, oh boy, it's Phil. I stand by my previous decision, and it's taken everything, every ounce of my 152-pound body to not rage quit this podcast. But in order to save all of this, I'm going to put up one heck of a counter argument as to why Carrion should be game of the year.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It is not my personal game of the year, but it was Roger's runner-up. It was Mike's game of the year. It is my runner-up, which makes 3 votes on the Carrion board.
What?
The difference is that I had no runner-up, therefore my Hades vote is worth 5.
It's malarkey. It's not my fault you don't have a second thought in your head, Jordan. You can't blame me for that.
I don't need one because Hades is that good. Hades consumes all.
I'm going to go with the alternate argument of branch out and play more games, Jordan.
And technically, Carrion consumed all.
I do. They're just not Nindie games, okay?
Same problem.
Having a new console like a PS5 is great, Phil. Hey, how's that Xbox? Hey, Phil.
That's me smacking you via microphone.
Sorry, I've been spending so much time on my PS5, the new console.
And this is how it ends.
This is the last episode. Well, it was a fun run, guys. It was
So for us poor people that can't afford fancy new systems, Carrion's my runner-up for all the reasons that were obviously stated already. Now we'll move into my actual Nindie game of the year, which was my honest to goodness game of the year because I had more fun with this game than any other game I played all year long, and that includes a certain game with a samurai.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Shots
it also includes a game with an Australian rodent. It includes all other games, and it's a stupid golf game called What the Golf.
Oh, that's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
I respect that pick.
That is hands down by far and away my favorite game that I played this year. I can't say it's the game that I spent the most time with because I've spent a lot more time with other games, but it is in a very small window of games that I 100%ed and did everything that I could do in this game, and am begging for DLC for that game because I want a reason to go back and play. I love What the Golf. I will continue to love What the Golf. It is my wife as far as I am concerned, and I am going to be buried next to What the Golf. It was an amazing game, and I really appreciate everything that entire studio did to put into that wacky, zany golf game.
I'm sure Rachel totally appreciates all that comment that you just made right there, too.
She doesn't listen to the show.
She likes Hades. She's dead to me.
If she was Austrian, she'd listen to the show, but she's not.
No, that's true. That's true. No, it's a good pick. I mean,
to be honest, though, I don't actually care about the indie game of the year. I want to hear the budget game of the year. That's all I really care about here.
Yeah. Let's move on. So, I mean, I think all these are good picks. I mean, obviously Hades. I still think that you two should play Hades.
I've already told you I'm going to love Hades the second that I pick it up. It's just a matter of principle.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to get it till we get a physical edition.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Call, Mike. That's my
I hope that happens.
Yeah, that's my excuse.
That's a fair point. All right, let's move into then the switching on the budget game, our favorite switching on the budget game. So this is all the segments that we've done this year and any of the games that we picked for that, and that can be our game of the year. So we're going to start backwards this time. Phil, I'll start with you.
Really? You think I picked one by now? I've only been staring at this list for the last 3.5 hours.
Yeah, you sent like the whole list. Like you write down every game.
I did.
I know. I appreciate that. That was nice.
This was not an easy decision for me.
No.
And I really don't know if I'm making the right call as I say the game that I'm picking, but it's the one that, as I was reminded as to of exactly what the game was, that I remember having the most impact inside of my brain as I played it and after I played it. And it's one of probably, I don't know, I'd say I probably played 6 to 10 of these all the way through.
Okay.
Maybe I should give an honorable mention or 3 first.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Sure.
I loved Dead End Job. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought it
that
was
was
fantastic. I loved The Mummy Demastered. I thought they did Metroidvania really, really well in that game.
I forgot
But
about
you come
that
back
one.
as a zombie when you die.
Yeah. I
Great.
enjoyed Gone Home for the storytelling that put forth in front of us.
Yeah.
As much as Roger's going to want to come over here and punch me in the face, I loved, and adored Real Heroes Firefighter.
Okay. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
But I will say that the game that I probably took the most away from in this entire, in our budget game of the year would be The Gardens Between.
Yeah. That's right up there too.
That was a good one.
It was a story that was told pretty non-verbally for the most part, but the puzzly, the platformy, it was all just goodness, beautifully animated, beautiful sound, and beautiful music. I really, really enjoyed my time with that game, and I remember being done with it and going, I kind of wish there was another world or two to go through.
Yeah.
Yep, same.
I'm not gonna lie, I teared up at the end of that one. It was sad.
Yeah.
It was.
The music was really good. It was really touching at the end. I don't know. It was just really good. Like I was playing it, so I reviewed that and I think I said this before. I reviewed that for the site, and then I also interviewed the developer on that game too. And when I was playing it, I got to the end, and my wife was like, "Wow, this is like really an emotional game." I'm like, "I know, right?" Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, that definitely. I shouldn't say definitely because, again, like I said, as I stared at our list of, I want to say it's 27, 28 games here. Like it was difficult. There were some obviously that weren't going to win.
Yeah,
but
like Roar,
or like Grand Theft Auto or GTA 5.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I mean, there's a lot of really, really good games that we played, and there's a lot of. I should say there's fewer trash games that we played. We definitely found our groove as the time went on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As to finding good budget games as opposed to just like whatever is $2.99.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gardens Between is my go home budget game of the year.
Nice.
Good choice.
That's a good choice. What about you, Mike? What are some of your runner-ups first, and then your choice?
Yeah, so for the switching on a budget game, I have a lot of the same that Phil does. Definitely Mummy Demastered. That one, that was another game that I played all the way through, and I loved every minute of it. It was tough, but not too difficult, and it's just it was a lot better than the movie. Tell you that.
That was a Way Forward game too, right?
Yeah. Way Forward. Yeah, they put together a quality product as well.
Yeah.
One of my other runner-ups, let's see, is of course, obviously, Ski Sniper's in there, but that's in my.
Was that a budget game? Did we pick that for a budget game?
Yeah,
though?
that was our first budget game because it's only $5
really?
regularly, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right. And then I also really enjoyed the Shape-Shifting Detective because I haven't played a game that was all FMV like that. So
And-
that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
No.
you.
I was just saying I haven't played. No, I haven't played a game like that. Man, I can't remember the last time. Might have been like Mad Dog McCree or Ground Zero Texas or something. But it was great to see just to play a different type of game. It's like watching a movie and playing a game at the same time. So.
Mm-hmm. And that was the only budget game that I did not play because that was the week I was in Iowa.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
Who picked that game? Who picked that game, by the way?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, all right. The other one I have is, and I know this game is really quirky and really weird, but I did get some enjoyment out of Death's Hangover.
Mm-hmm. That made my short list. Yep.
Yeah, I enjoyed the gameplay style. Again, it was something that was different. But it was really weird, and the Bastard Dracula was an interesting name.
That Bastard Dracula.
That Bastard Dracula. But I gotta say it on here, and man, I just realized there's a lot of Metroidvania games on here. But the one out of the whole list, the one that I love the most is Zeo Drifter. Yeah, it's a game that can be completed in just a couple hours. And it has some great music, has some great combat. It's challenging, but it's all about learning really good boss patterns. It's not cheap, and for what was it, like 99 cents? You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
that was episode 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I also want to throw out there a really quick. A really quick call out, games that I had not played that were not on the budget list, but were recommended by you guys. And the first I just want to throw out was Ding Dong XL.
Yep.
Absolutely love that game. So thank you for recommending it. And then the other one was Lazy Galaxy Rebel Story.
Oh yeah.
That shoot 'em up that we always forget the name of. So those are two other games that are not, they were not switching out of budget games, but they were budget games, and I played them on the Switch.
Yeah, it's funny.
Sitting on a big thank you for all the games you guys have turned me on for throughout the course of this entire podcast. Like, I've played some really good games based on your guys' recommendation that have opened my eyes to everything. Mm-hmm. And like, it wouldn't have been possible without this. Yeah, not at all. Like, even Jordan, it was you that recommended To the Moon, and that game still sits with me in my brain to this day. Like, of just being a fantastic game. Like, this podcast has really opened up my mind into the indie game realm, and I appreciate that from all three of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what is it? Kentucky Road Zero, right? Is that the game?
Ooh, yeah,
that's another one too that I wouldn't have played if it wasn't for this show. And it's funny with Ding Dong XL. Like, it sounds like such a joke game, but it's really good. It is really good.
2 buttons.
It's one of the most simple games, but it's just good. So is Tetris, technically. Like,
Yep.
Good picks, Mike. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, so going through the list immediately what my ultimate choice was going to be, but there was definitely some other ones that were really close. And for me, one that hasn't been mentioned yet that I really enjoyed was Regalia of Minute Monarchs.
Oh, yeah.
That RPG, because I really liked the humor in it and the story, and the combat was actually super interesting. That you had that tactical, Fire Emblem type tactics type combat. And I got super into that game. I really, really enjoyed it. So that was a close one, because I think out of all of the games, that was probably one of the ones that I put the most time into, just because I was so into it. Other than that, obviously games like Gone Home, which are just, they've won awards and stuff for that game. Obviously, it's a good game. You don't need us to tell you that. And if you do, I don't know what to tell you, because you should have known about it.
You're in the right place.
I don't know.
You're in the right place.
If you need somebody to tell you about Gone Home, you're in the same boat as me. Somebody who's just finally picked up Cuphead and Bastion and stuff like that, who's just getting in touch with their inner indie games. Like, don't feel bad about not knowing about these games. Like, just go out and play them. When somebody tells you they're really effing good, chances are they're really effing good. And except for Hades.
We don't lie. Well,
for Hades,
maybe.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, about Hades.
Obviously, that's a joke.
Also, what other ones? Yeah, I feel like there were a lot that we played. Like, I really liked Gardens Between. I like those kind of puzzles, and also felt the same way, that I wish that it had just gone on longer, which is always a good feeling for a game. It's always disappointing because you're like, there's not more, but it's also good. I guess better that than for it to overstay its welcome. So that's good.
Yeah.
But my ultimate one, and there may be some contention here, and this is no memeing here. My ultimate budget game is Real Heroes Firefighter.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Thank you, Jordan.
Out of all of
Nice.
the budget games, it is Real Heroes
Oh my
Congratulations.
Firefighter.
god!
Because
oh my god!
for one, the entire time I played it,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it the entire time.
Uh-huh.
And out of all of the budget games that we played and all of
Yes.
the ones that I said I was going to go back and finish, the only one I actually did was Real Heroes Firefighter.
Mm,
Out of all of them.
mm.
So there you go.
So therefore, Real
Hey,
Heroes Firefighter.
So it's
is
unanimous.
my
You Real
budget.
Heroes Firefighter.
Yeah.
Can I just throw out there that I picked that game so we can put this entire Rorsch stuff to bed?
Yeah. That was my budget game of the year. Without a doubt. The moment I
Oh.
remembered we played that and that was the budget choice, I knew it was my choice. Because it was enjoyable the whole time.
Mm. Really?
Yes.
You didn't
100%.
feel you didn't feel like the third wheel on that
No, I
on the
felt like a
play-
newbie, like I was in the game.
but then they all relied on you. Oh, okay.
Of
Whatever.
course
I think
they
that
did,
was the
because we're
first
fighting
time I-
fires together. You can be a noob and also be relied on.
I think that was the first time I got Mario coined in this entire podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Roger's like, all you do is go from location to location. I'm like, you're a firefighter. What do you expect to do?
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I'll respect your pick. Okay. Yeah. That's
I feel as though respect might have been in quotation marks.
I
there,
can't-
Jordan.
I can't-
Yeah,
wait.
I respect the pick.
Yeah.
I do.
Wow.
It made
What
my
is
honorable
that? 3-1. And based on
Again.
the fact, how you laid this out earlier, that means that we win.
Who would have thought 6 months later we'd still be fighting about Real Heroes Firefighter?
It's just
Turns
that
out
good.
Roger is the fire and we are the fighters.
I cannot wait until next year so we don't have to return to that game again.
Oh,
By the
must
way,
make a
they just
sequel.
announced Real Heroes Firefighter.
No, they did not.
It was on the Game Awards show. You didn't see
Oh,
that?
dude,
Oh,
I'm
that's like a
so
year away.
happy.
Okay. Well, for me then. So same with a lot of people, what they said also, not the Real Heroes Firefighters, but I will say the Gardens Between certainly was one of my favorite, one of the top games. Like I almost picked that. Dead End Job. I really like Dead End Job. I thought that was great. I loved how they
That was
incorporated
really good.
pulp culture into that game too. Like I love that. But the game for me was Bloodroots. I loved that game.
It was a
Yeah.
sweet game.
So good.
That was a good
And-
one.
And I think that was like, what did we get that for? Like $2 or something like
Yeah,
that?
and the beauty about that game too is it's a pickup you can play for 15 minutes and back down again.
Yeah. It was that game was so good. And the combat was really good. It was hard. It was certainly hard, but what I loved about it was it was a puzzle game in disguise because you had to figure out how to, kill all these people in this zone. And there was some aspect. I mean, there's different ways you could beat those puzzles for sure, but there were aspects of puzzle in those games. And they set things up perfectly for you, saying like, here's a wagon full of hay and there's a fire down there. What are you going to do? Right? Like fun game. It was a fun game. And I love the artwork in that game too. It was really good.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was my budget game of the year. So listeners, if you are a longtime listener of the show and you want to let us know what your favorite Nindie game of the year or favorite budget game that you either played or heard about, let us know. You can let us know on Twitter at GamerheadsPC or at Focus Nindie. You can also send us an email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com and we'll read your responses on the air. All right, so let's move.
Hold on, I'm creating about 6 fake email accounts to talk about Real Heroes Firefighter.
Unbelievable. Let's move on to the budget game this week. And Mike,
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah,
Mike,
I sure did.
I want you to read the description again. Do you have that pulled up?
No, I don't. Let me look it up.
Because I think, as you pull that up, what I'd like to do is go through that description and see, did they hit the mark?
It's all accurate.
It is all accurate.
All accurate.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
So the switching on a budget game that I chose last week was a game called Hunt. I think it was only 99 cents or maybe
Yes.
$1.99, something like that.
Something like that.
So Hunt, this is the official description. I said that last week. I'm saying it again. This is the official Description. Hunt is a sandbox hunting simulator game where the goal is to hunt as many game in 15 minutes. Your hunting gear includes a sniper rifle, 9mm pistol, shotgun, revolver, and a semi-automatic machine gun. With so many different kinds of animals to hunt, no game will be the same.
So many.
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Who just
Pick the time to go hunting.
You did.
You do that. That is
Yes,
true. You
that
do
is
pick
true.
the time.
Yeah. If you hunt during the afternoon, beware of bears wandering around. They will attack you. And if you are hunting,
so are hogs.
yep. And if you are hunting during the night, beware of wild attacking wolf packs.
I never played at night. Damn it. Give me 15 minutes. Pause.
The animals you can hunt are randomly created in different sizes and colors and sizes.
Didn't see that.
And sizes,
Yeah, sizes and colors and sizes.
and sizes.
Yes. And your score is based on the kind of animal and its size and color.
This is true. I don't know
Yep.
about the color part, but the size. And
Oh,
animal.
definitely. Like, never mind. I'll get into that.
The size
Okay.
and the color and the size.
Yes, the size and the color.
color,
the second
yeah.
size is really important.
Yes, you
Really
got to watch
important.
out for that second size.
Well, it's length and width.
Mm-hmm.
And depth, yeah.
Yeah.
Length and width and width. So yeah,
Is that it? Is that
essentially,
is that
that's
the
whole
end of this?
description. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Release date July 23rd, 2020.
Why wasn't this a pick of the
Wait, this could have made game of the year? I didn't realize that. No.
Okay. Well, Mike,
so,
I'll let you
yeah.
cut us off. I'll let us kick us off here since you're the one that
Let you
picked
cut
this
us
game.
off?
Cut us
Yeah,
off.
I'll let,
Mike
I'll
just
let it cut
us
off right there.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Stop this nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, this game is interesting. It is
interesting use of that word.
yeah. This game has the fun and the enjoyment and the fun. But no, it's essentially what you're doing is you're plopped down in I guess just an island or something, and you walk around for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you try to kill as many animals as you can. Now, here's what happened in my gameplay when I played it. You have 15 minutes, so it's like an arcade, almost like an arcade style game. So you have 15 minutes to kill as many animals as you can. I think there may have been like 16 hunters before me, and they probably took out 90% of the wildlife on this island.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It's absolutely right.
I
It was
walked around.
It was like 10 minutes before I saw something.
Yeah. And then it was, I think I saw a rabbit. And then when I saw it, and of course,
Same rabbit that killed me.
what else do you hunt rabbits with? That's right, a semi-automatic machine gun.
That's right. That's right.
course.
That's right.
This is
and-
America.
Yeah. If I
Go
can't
down
blow it,
after one hit, though. That's my question.
if I can't blow it up, it's not worth hunting. So, but this, like, I don't know if I was just really excited about it was the thrill of the hunt, but it was really tough to kill this little furry
Yeah.
my
How many times did you have to hit it with your gun before it went down?
Yeah, a whole bunch of times, but not only that, but I was also my aim must have been terrible.
Oh yes.
'Cause it was like
Definitely
all
not the
floaty.
controls, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I'll wait for my turn.
I am
No, you're-
posting video clips as we speak as to
Yeah.
how trash you guys are at this game because I murdered everything in sight repeatedly and often.
nice.
Wow.
But and then I played again. I played at night, and I used the sniper rifle and stuff because you can choose the 3 different groups. Like you can do the sniper rifle and the pistol. You can do the machine gun, or I forgot what the other one was. Oh well,
The
whatever.
shotgun
Some
and
of
revolver?
Shotgun. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, and then so when I got to it and I saw a wolf in the distance, so I took out my my sniper rifle and fired a shot and was pleasantly surprised to see that it did the slow motion bullet
yeah.
time
Mhm.
Like Sniper Elite.
like Ski Sniper.
Ski Sniper,
Yeah,
there it is.
Sorry, yes, obviously like Ski Sniper, the one that founded this, slow motion bullet.
Yep.
My bad.
Yep, and I planted a bullet right between his soulful little eyes, and he went down like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, he did.
It was awesome.
Wow.
So so when the game works, it's still bad.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not going to say because it's playable, but
Sure.
you don't really, I mean, 15 minutes is really all you need for this game. I'm glad I got it for 99 cents.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like the game isn't broken that much. But it's just, yeah.
I'll say this.
I'm trying to take the title away from Roar. That's really what I'm doing.
No, man. Roar still definitely has it.
Yeah. I agree.
Roar still loses, whatever. Whatever one it is.
Roar still roars.
It does that. Well, actually, was there a Roar in Roar?
That's a good question. For the end of the year, not the end of the rear. At the end of the year, we should do the Roar Award.
We should.
Seriously, guys. All right, now I'm not really offended at all, and I actually kind of appreciate it. Let's do it. The reward.
Jordan, were you going to say something about this game too?
I was going to talk.
Jordan,
about
I interrupted
you.
No,
you're fine. There's no interrupting.
I'm just so excited about it.
That's how podcasts work. I would say I feel like it's kind of like how I said on a couple other games that we played in the past, which is that I feel like this is a very good version 1 of a game that could be really good.
That's a good point.
Because there were really like the slow motion bullets, or like, for example, I actually really liked some of the audio. It was like very simple, but it was nice, like walking on the snow versus walking on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually sounded really nice. It was just that the main portion of the game, which is the hunting, wasn't great. And it could have been great. For example, I had a cool moment where I shot an animal and it ran away and I tracked the blood.
Yes, I did that too. I did that too.
That was cool. That made me feel like I was an actual hunter, right? Like it made me feel like I shot it and now I'm following it to finish the kill, whatever. And either find its body that had collapsed or, get a second shot. So stuff like that was really cool. There was just other things like, for example, if you do get attacked by an animal and die, in just like the way that the game ends and like sends you back to the menu, which is just like choose which weapons you want to use again, is weird. Like there's just a lot of weird stuff like that. Yeah. And like, so you get the 3 options, but there's no way to get more ammo or anything. So you're just like, you have to.
Yes.
I will say this for the sniper portion. Like I was actually okay with that because I was like, okay, I have to be very careful at my long range shots. I have to take good shots and stuff. But then like I did one playthrough with all of the different weapons, and I did the machine gun one. Mm-hmm. And you go through ammo so fast with that that my game just ended really fast. And I was like, okay. And also it doesn't do that much damage. And the way that it controls is actually really hard to hit the animals. Honestly, with any gun, I probably shot my pistol with the different playthroughs I did 100 times and probably hit something 2 times. Like it was just not easy to hit. Not to mention the AI on the animals. Often when I would get my second or third shot off on them, it's because they would get stuck on a rock for a few seconds, like still running, but they would just get stuck on terrain, which would just let me shoot them and kill them. So I feel like there actually is a lot of good in this game, and I could see the game that I feel like it wants to be, but it feels like this was a version 1 or a very early access, like, hey, let me send this build out to some friends and get some feedback and then keep going. Not let's release it on the eShop, which is unfortunate actually, because I do see a lot of good in this game. And there were some moments where I was just like, this could actually be really cool. It's just that there was too many of those moments where I found myself saying this could have been really cool, as opposed to that was really cool.
Yeah.
I think that was the issue.
How many of you, when you found houses, were like, oh, maybe I'll find ammo in this house?
Yeah,
that's
same.
what I was. Yeah.
Also, that reminds me too. I feel like this game actually could do well with a weird little narrative as well. Like I feel like if I found notes around at those houses or like something, like there could be some weirdness going on or something. Like, I don't know.
I like the fact that there were kind of quote unquote different locations as you went through this. Like there was the farmhouse with the farm fields and all that kind of good stuff. There were the mountains, there was the plains. There was some variety to the small little island that you were on.
Yeah.
Was procedurally generated, right?
Wait, was it?
No, the island is definitely not, because I know the map of the island.
The same areas over and over. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you said no hunt was going to be the same. I thought it was.
Well, the animals were different every time,
which they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Were they?
Yeah. Okay, so
with the size and the colors and the size.
Well, yes, and also the albino ones were worth more money than the other ones because you couldn't find albino variations of them. Yeah,
I never saw an albino. Yeah,
I killed a polar bear.
Wow,
are you sure it wasn't an albino black bear? Because I killed an albino black bear.
Isn't an albino black bear a polar bear?
Yeah. No, polar bears are just white bears. It said albino when I picked up the clothes or the fur, the clothes.
Oh,
it dropped its clothes when it died.
Yes. So I played.
I was drinking a Coca-Cola when I was shooting it. So.
God.
Wow. I played 3 rounds with the sniper loadout, 1 with the shotgun loadout, and 1 with the machine gun loadout. I had a lot of fun with the sniper loadout. Yeah, sometimes the hit detection was trash because, like, honest to God, like, I shot Bambi right through the effing eye twice, and Bambi didn't go down and just kept running. I'm like, you're missing both your eyes. How are you? Okay, I'll follow your blood. Oh, you're dead.
The sniper was the best, though. Like, without a doubt, it felt the best.
I had a wonderful moment when I was playing with the shotgun where I'm hunting a rabbit to go and load on with the shotgun because there's going to be nothing left of that rabbit afterwards. And all of a sudden an elk appears in my right-hand side. So I take the shot at the rabbit and then I go and take the shot at the elk, and they both start running in different directions. And so I pull out the pistol and take another couple of shots at both of them. And I'm trying to follow blood spray and I can't at this juncture because both of the animals have been shot 3 times because the rabbit did not die from the shotgun blast. And like, I never recovered either of the bodies. And I'm just like, what the hell? Where did these animals even go? But the game's garbage.
Yeah.
It was a good attempt. And again, if there would have been a little bit more effort, a little bit more time put into it, it could have been so good. Yeah, there really is.
I think that's the most frustrating is that I would have either preferred it to be what it could have been or actual trash. And instead, I see the promise that this game has, but it's out. It's out there. Like, and I just wish it had a few more passes and another few months or 6 months or a year or whatever it needs of work, depending on how many people are working on it. And I just wish I had that because I think it could be a really good game.
I didn't have a terrible time with it, but I'll never pick it up again.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. You know, I think that was my thought too. Like when I first started playing it, I was like, well, this is actually not too bad. I'm out there on a wild hunting and there's a deer. I'm going to shoot the deer. This is pretty cool. But then it was just like, this is like 15 minutes. Aren't I done yet? This is forever.
Yeah, the time took forever. And the map wasn't that big for a 15-minute trek.
Yeah,
it's like I was always hitting the entire map.
Yeah,
I think my biggest problem with the entire game, and this may sound kind of shallow, but so like I get $20,000 worth of whatever from the bodies that I've harvested, but I can't do anything with that $20,000.
No, there's nothing.
Not even a leaderboard. I can't upgrade anything. Like it's just like, okay, you got $20,000. Okay, cool. What did I do against anybody else that's played this game? I can't even check that. Okay, can I upgrade anything? No, I just go back to the main menu. Like, am I supposed to pen and paper leaderboard myself? Because that's not the way that games work in 2020.
That's a good point. And I was also curious about that. I was like, why even have a money amount tied to killing this thing?
Why is there a system if there's no system?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It feels like there should have been more there. And this was like pre-alpha. And it's like, okay, so at some point there will be a thing where I'll be able to upgrade my weapons or something.
Yeah, nothing.
But there's not.
Nothing, it's just done.
Or even just buy different weapons, right? Yeah, or just something. Yeah.
A bigger clip, more ammo, anything. Maybe some camouflage. A crouch button would have been nice.
Some sort of upgrade.
Or unlock human voices for the animals. So that when you shoot them and they're running away, they're like, for the love of God!
Why?
See, I would have played more if that was the thing.
Yeah, I really expected there'd be some kind of mystery to this game. I really did. I really thought there'd be like when I saw the houses, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was
maybe
weird that there were
there.
houses, but they didn't do anything with them, which is what made me think of. Sorry, I made a strong drink, which is what made me think of the narrative aspect, because it just feels like, oh, there's something that did happen here, and I wanted to find notes to know what it was. So I would have just preferred that there weren't any like houses or fires or anything, and I was just in the wilderness, because it made me think about wanting something that the game wasn't going to give to me.
Yep. Yeah. Or even a farmer that just came out and was like, hey, you just shot my pet deer or my pet elk or whatever.
Something.
Or get off my land, right? Like, this is private property. Here. Yeah, exactly. And anything. Like, I felt like I was like in the Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, where he's walking around that fake house, fake town when they're going to blow it up with the nukes. You guys never seen this movie, of course.
I
saw it in the theater.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was just like walking around. I was like, what is this? Is this like is this fake? Like, what is this? Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I have nothing else to say either. It's the same thing that you guys have said. I mean, I played 2 rounds. I got killed the first time by a boar.
At least you saw the boar. I got killed the first 2 times and didn't even see what the hell hit me.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, all of a sudden I'm walking, I'm going and like collecting my moose or whatever, and then it just pops up and I'm staring at the sky and it says you were attacked by a wild animal, and I was just like, but I didn't hear a wild animal. I didn't see a wild animal, which is why I assumed it was a bunny. Otherwise I would have saw it.
I only died once, and it was to something big, and it was coming at me, and I just didn't kill it in time because the controls weren't great.
That was one of the more gratifying things that happened to me. Is I was being charged by a bear, and I put a shotgun right in between his eyes. That felt good.
I killed a bear as well, but because I got stuck on terrain, so it was super easy.
That was the other funny thing. When it would just like run against this mountain, it would just sit there like, okay, there's nowhere to go.
Actually, that makes me realize the fact that you died without realizing it. There was no audio for the animals.
None whatsoever. Like not a growl,
not a bear growl or deer sound or bunny
and even like
sound
my sniper rifle just kind of went.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I guess I shot my sniper rifle. That's a pretty powerful sound. Huh.
Yeah.
Can I just throw something out here really quick? I pretty much picked this game as a joke because I love the description of it. But this is probably one of the most philosophical we've ever had a discussion when coming to a switching on a budget game, and I'm loving every second of it.
You should have been here for the Game Awards. It was not so philosophical and a lot more 4-letter filled.
There were a lot of 4-letter words.
That is true. That is true. All right. Well, Jordan? What are we playing next week?
We are going to be playing.
Jordan goes, oh, shucks, I forgot to look at that. Damn gin and tonic.
A little ditty. Actually, it's funny because I almost picked another FMV game that I've had on my list for a while. But I'm not picking that one because I found something else that's currently on sale, and the other one wasn't. It was still only $5, but this one's on sale. So it's $6, normally $15. So it's 60% off. And it's called Ministry of Broadcast.
Okay.
I'll read you the description, though it's a bit long. I'm not going to read all of this. Let's be real. It's too long. No one needs to know all this. I'll give you the little tidbits. All right. A country divided by the wall. To cross it and reach your family, you must compete on and win a reality TV show broadcast by the regime. Ministry of Broadcast is a narrative-driven single-player cinematic platformer mixing Orwell's 1984 with modern reality TV, rife with dark humor, sarcastic quips, and the absurdity of the system. Then there's some more stuff about the wall and the regime. Whatever. Here's some features. Also, this is like a 2D, like, it kind of looks like, what's the other game that we played that was 2D recently and like kind of spooky? Security Officer.
Valley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that one?
I almost said Hidden Valley. That's a rant.
Let me flip back my notebook one page and I'll be able to tell you. It is Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley. It has that same kind of, not look, but like it's more low poly and 2D and stuff like that.
Okay.
So features cinematic platformer, run, jump, crash, and climb your way through each arena as the narrative unfolds around you. Much of the story is unveiled via smoothly integrated animation sequences within the environment or from NPCs muttering bits of dialogue as you dive and dodge around them. There's an environmental HUD, Rather than having a screen cluttered with overlaid indicators, HP bars, and mini-maps, any information the player will need is incorporated into the environment. Hints and clues are meshed into the game's art, subtle and specific. Players will need a keen eye if they want to survive each arena without breaking their legs.
Oh.
Puzzle solving. Use your wits, and at times a dash of ruthlessness to advance through the arenas. You'll have to interact with the environment itself to solve most of the puzzles. Use the protagonist's momentum to move platforms. Flip the occasional lever. And sometimes you might have to sacrifice an NPC or two to cross a particularly spiky pit.
Okay.
All right. Then.
Featuring lots of impish humor, grade A sarcasm, and comic mischief, all balanced perfectly with the dark, heavy themes presented in this dystopian world. And it's on sale until December 30th. So you have all through this month to buy Ministry of Broadcast.
Nice.
I'm already downloading it.
This game came out this year.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it came out in April. Came out
There
right
you
when this podcast started, which is very funny.
There you go.
Yeah, crazy. Do you know I had to put in my date of birth for this game?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
it's all those NPCs you're pushing into spikes.
Yeah, probably. When you read the description, it reminded me of Hunger Games.
It does have that kind of feel, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. I don't know. This might be
Yeah, we'll see.
a good pick.
This could be game of the year next year. We don't know.
Could be. We don't. Yeah, we don't
I've
know.
started the list.
We
I'm
don't
writing them down each and every week this time, so that way I don't have to go
Okay.
back as we're watching the Game Awards and write them all down.
Very nice of you to think that we're still going to like each other by next year.
know. Yeah,
I don't
know.
I don't give a if you guys like me or not. We're all still going to be here. If for nothing else, our listeners in Austria, like they
It's
depend
true.
on us.
But as soon as we see that Austrian number drop to 0, we're done with this podcast.
We're done.
Jordan, why are you trying to break up with us tonight, Jordan? This is our end of the year show, and you're trying to end it with us?
That's what I do when I'm drunk. I don't know. This drink I made was really strong.
So, what are you actually drinking?
What are you drinking?
Gin and tonic.
I was right.
It's my go-to. That and an old fashioned.
Wow.
Oof.
Oh, Phil, I see your clips that you posted for Hunt.
Yeah, amazing, right? Like I am sniping like a mother grubber.
You are.
Now, Roger, make sure you post those videos or
Oh,
link to the
God.
videos on the Twitter page.
I should. Yeah, I will. I
And
will.
TikTok.
Yeah, well, so, it's funny that you say that because I actually did create a TikTok video, and it was Mike talking about how much he hates Rogue.
Mega Drive. Oh, really?
Don't you get started on the Mega Drive.
That's. I'm sorry, Mike.
That blasphemy of a
Oh,
system.
we're not going to make it until 2021, are we? We're all just yelling at each other all the time.
So okay, well, I'm excited about this game. I'm downloading it, right? I'm downloading it. I'm
Are
downloading
you drunk
it.
too?
I am. I had a couple beers while watching the show with you guys.
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't take much for me to get drunk. Anyway,
Welcome to the Nindie Focus Podcast.
yeah. that's
Ooh,
right.
wait a second. I like this.
Every time I
We're
record,
updating for 2021. We're an adult podcast now.
Bleh.
You gotta put in your age verification to
Yeah.
actually listen to this podcast.
We don't talk about Mario on this podcast. We only play adult nindies where you can get see naked girls like Waifu Uncovered.
And you can
I forgot
shoot-
to put that. That's my game of the year.
It's
Can't believe I
that was
forgot
the
about
only game we
Okay.
played where you could see naked women.
That's
Therefore, game of the year.
yeah, that's the only game that you three played that I did not. So therefore, I guess you guys could pick that game if you wanted.
Oh man, why did we not? We should have
Disappointed.
plotted.
Well, that part is over. That segment that has passed and it's gone. This show is now ending as well.
Well, as long as you guys don't break up with us, there's always next year we can plot against Roger and get some kind of a naked
That's
girl
right.
game as game of the year.
Did I also
Yeah.
mention that they announced Waifu Uncovered 2?
Did they?
Did they really?
No, I wish they
Oh,
Oh, Mike! Wait,
I was like, did that actually sell well enough to make a sequel?
Yeah, it sold 3 copies.
That's
I
right.
guess that was enough.
It's actually not true because I saw like somebody reposted on Twitter that they were doing the physical edition of it and like giving copies away, and it had hundreds, like 600-700 people retweeting trying
I
to
mean,
get me a
people like
copy,
free
and they're just
stuff.
like,
yeah.
yeah, but they're just like, oh, this game is so much fun. Plus, all the anime girls
Oh.
are super dreamy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, then, God, humanity was a mistake.
Stupid Apple.
Oh, Jordan, how can people get a hold of you?
What,
I don't know. Call me or something. You can text me. I'm always on my phone. I don't care. You can find me on Twitter at Cryptic Jordan. I'm addicted to my phone, therefore I am always on it. So I'll probably respond to you because I have no other life. Next.
Hold on. We broke Roger for the third or fourth time this episode.
It's always fun breaking.
Oh
Roger.
my god.
Which should just be a podcast where we record until we break Roger and then we cut the podcast off. And episodes are anywhere between 30 seconds and 12 minutes long, depending on how funny we are that night.
Depends how much I have to drink too, I guess, huh? Oh my god. Mike.
Hi.
How can we get hold of you?
Well, you just very slowly just put your arms around and whisper something nice into my ear. Oh, you mean digitally? Oh,
the time of my life.
You're like, hey, baby. Anywho,
I feel like we need an after dark episode, like a new podcast after dark.
Roger giggling and the rest of us being buttheads.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anywho, you can find me on Twitter at TC Throwers and at twitch.tv/TC Throwers.
Phil, how can people get a hold of you?
Hold on, I'm finishing my beer. I'm preparing a very good speech here.
Oh, that's really good.
This isn't even our end of year episode, but we're treating it like it is.
Cracking my knuckles, not kind of good stuff. It's kind of our end of the year episode. If we just
it is a bit.
It's kind of like end of the year-y. And the best part about this entire thing is Roger giggling in the background. I would genuinely like to say that I've enjoyed recording with the three of you guys, and I do appreciate the knowledge that you put forth upon us, or us being listeners and myself, as two of games we should go out and find. Like I said earlier, a lot of games that I never would have played if it wasn't for the heads up of you guys, and it's appreciated. If this is the end of us, it's the end of us, and it's probably Mike's fault.
Yeah.
Out of everyone, it's Mike's fault.
That's my bad, man. That's
like the last one.
Exactly. And even if only 10 people have ever listened to the show, 10 different people, and you've come back for a second episode, I appreciate your ears. I know each and every one of the other three of these guys appreciate your ears as well. If we brought you any small bit of entertainment, you're welcome. And thank you for listening.
It was so heartfelt and nice, and then such
You're welcome.
No, in all honesty, thank anybody for taking the time to listen to our show. All three of us do appreciate it. Mike jokes often that he's only got 6 people that listen to / download the TC Throwers. It's more than that. Mike's a very humble human being.
The numbers aren't very humble.
That's not true.
No,
the numbers
right.
They're more than 6, Mike.
Phil, are you done with your
anyways.
speech here? What's going on?
You can find me on Twitter, BNow23.
Okay. Oh, and listeners, you can follow us on Twitter at GamerheadsPC. You can also find us on Twitter at Focus Nindie. You can find us at GamerheadsPodcast.com, where you can find
Christian.
What? GamerheadPodcast.com.
Podcast.com.
And you can find the show, the Control Throwers podcast, the Bells and Roses podcast, the Gamerheads podcast, the Game Pass show podcast, just to name a few. Oh boy, yeah.
Bells, Roses, Real Dudes.
The Real Dudes, that's right. So
Bells and Roses.
Find the, I said Bells and Roses. So.
The anti-vape show.
Vaping's bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, if you review this podcast and share it with a friend, I'll give you $1. Also, this isn't a legally binding contract, so I may not, but you may get $1. So
first 5 people that review this show on any kind of a platform, I will send you a $10 Switch gift card.
Really?
As long as you can prove that you actually listened to this episode and you can name this exact instance, I will send you a $10 eShop gift card. I am now bribing our effing listeners.
How many reviews?
I said 5.
$50.
First 5. So that's $50 I'm willing to give away for people that review the show, except for Tim.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually,
fair
Tim,
enough.
I'll send you one anyways.
Yeah. So can I go out and create 5 different accounts right now and See
No, you don't count. I know your writing. I know your language. I'll send you $50 just for being you. I don't care.
Oh,
And the worst part is I've only had never mind. I haven't had that much to drink. I'm just here opening up my soul to you, the listeners, and you, my fellow co-hosts.
Yeah.
It's $50.
I will say this, Phil, you are not going to lose that $50. You're going to be able to keep
Yeah,
Rod,
no one's listening at this point.
Not only if they did listen to this point, they're going to be like, I don't have the energy or the time.
Also, if you're still listening at this point, what do you? Hey,
we're just going to review the 10.
Hey, are you okay?
Good, not bad.
Are you okay out there? You're still listening to this. Are you okay? We've been saying bye for 15 minutes now. Are you all right? If you're not, leave a comment in a review of this podcast and we'll hit you up and we'll talk you through it next time. All right? We're here for you. That's fine.
I will say Drunk Jordan is so much more fun. Not that Sober Jordan isn't fun.
Wow.
Wow. I think we should end the show.
For the sake of debate.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No.
Guess what? I'm going to be drunk every time now. This is the Jordan you're dealing with now. Kick me off the podcast.
Guy gets his name in lights, and all of a sudden, for the sake of argument,
that's true.
I don't know if we've ever had a 100% sober Jordan on this show.
Whoa, that's not true. I'm always sober, except for tonight. It was Game Awards.
That's true. It was the Game. It was the Game Awards. No, Jordan, come on. I appreciate you being on the show. No, I really seriously this is not the last show of the year, but I'm gonna pretend it is. I enjoy every week we do this. This is my bright spot of the week, people. So I appreciate you guys.
Aww.
This is how much I appreciate you guys.
Oh boy. There it is. Poor Mike's like, is the show over yet?
I got nothing.
Show over yet?
Mike's like, why do I still talk to you assholes? It's okay, Mike.
I got nothing.
Jordan, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Always.
And Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
Phil.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's bad when he can't even thank me for being on the show any longer.
Thank you.
I broke the show. I'm okay with that. I do appreciate the brave you, Mike. I'm really sorry if we pissed you off throughout the course of this and our nonsense and debauchery.
This was a great episode. I just sit back and enjoying everything. Yeah, it's good stuff.
And listeners, we do appreciate you as well.
We do.
Listener.
And yes, listeners, thank you so much.
We're sorry.
Taking time to actually finish this episode. I commend you. We appreciate you listening to the podcast. I will say it's been, this is a long night for us, so I appreciate everybody listening this long. So with that, stay safe, game on, and we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
So long.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.